another round of applause to Kalamazoo. Thank you for being here tonight at the 2025 Community Arts Awards. We couldn't be more proud of all of the arts and culture that are here in Kalamazoo, and tonight we get to celebrate a bunch of it. So thank you so much. I'm Kristen Chesick. I'm the Executive Director for the Arts Council of Greater Kalamazoo. Before we begin celebrating the 10 recipients for 2025, I would love it if we could get any previous Community Medal of Arts Award recipients to please stand and be recognized tonight. All right. If you have received a Distinguished Volunteer Award, a Young Artist Award, an Epic Award, a Business Award, or a Yale Bootstrap Leadership Award, please join these folks. Thank you. Thank you so much for your contributions, and thank you for coming back this year and celebrating the next class to be inducted into the Community Arts Awards. I would now like to give a warm welcome to our newly indoctrinated presidents. We just had our annual meeting out in the hallway. When in Rome. Our new board of directors for the Arts Council of Greater Kalamazoo is Simon Fallman, and the new president of the Kalamazoo Cultural Center, Cody Lynn Pert.
Good evening. We also want to take a moment to thank retiring board members from both the Kalamazoo Cultural Center Board and the Arts Council Board of Directors. Please join me in thanking Bob Miller, now past president of the Arts Council Board of Directors, as well as retiring board members Candy Grady, Becky Hartzell, and Montana Major, who couldn't join us tonight. Their service has been invaluable to the Arts Council, helping to navigate us through the pandemic and a new strategic plan. Do they join us on stage? Yeah. Come on up if I just read your name. Thank you. Bob Miller, Candy Grady, and Becky Hartzell. Thank you.
We also need to honor the now past president of the Kalamazoo Cultural Center, Jane Fetty. Please join me in thanking her for her service.
Hello, everyone. I'm Terry Williams, past Community Medal of Arts recipient and Professor Emeritus of Theater from Western Michigan University. Alice Kemmerling and I, thank you. I paid more people, but they didn't show. Alice Kemmerling and I are very happy to present Farmers Alley Theater with one of this year's Epic Awards. These awards recognize organizations of high artistic quality that contribute to the quality of life in our community. Farmers Alley Theater has transformed the region's performing arts landscape. Known for its Broadway quality productions in an intimate setting, this professional company brings diverse stories to the stage and fosters dialogue on issues that shape our world. The company has partnered with Western at K College, performing in their theaters to great success. The theater has also won numerous awards since its founding in 2008. Awards for directing and acting and design. Theater artists throughout the country who have worked at Farmers Alley have expressed their desire to return because of the positive working environment and the enthusiasm of its patrons. With every one of its 18 seasons, Farmers Alley this organization has proved that professional theater can both entertain and enlighten while strengthening the cultural life of Kalamazoo. The gift chosen for Farmers Alley is a copper matte raku-fired vase by William K. Turner's studio, Seven Hearts. Please welcome to the stage two of the four founders, Jeremy Koch, Artistic Director, and Rob Weiner.
We're going to tag team this here briefly. Good evening. On behalf of myself, Jeremy, and the entire Farmers Alley Theater board, staff, and family of artists, we want to thank the Arts Council of Kalamazoo, Greater Kalamazoo for presenting us with this epic award for community excellence. Thank you to B. Terry Williams, Alice Kemmerling, and Christy Lee Coleman for your wonderful nomination and recognizing the high quality and important artistic work we do for our beloved community.
Rob and I also want to recognize our co-founders, Adam Weiner and Tanine Muley, who were with us from the very beginning in making our dreams come true in bringing Farmers Alley Theater to life. We must also show gratitude to many others who were so vital in creating Farmers Alley Theater and maintaining its level of excellence, including but not limited to Josh Weiner, Kathy Muley, Lanny Potts, Tom Schuster, Mark Schupan, Janice and Jerry Stifler, Diane Robertson, and so many more.
We also need to recognize the hundreds of talented artists, actors, stage managers, musicians, designers, crew members, volunteers, and valued patrons who have kept theater alive and well at Farmers Alley Theater for 18 seasons.
Our mission from the beginning was to be a professional equity theater that bridged Kalamazoo's immense local talent with talented professionals from across the country, with a focus toward building a home that Michigan artists can return to.
Yeah, having grown up and lived in the West Michigan community my entire life, I was instilled the importance of arts at a very early age as I was exposed to our fabulous local institutions like the Kalamazoo Civic Theater, Miller Auditorium, the Barn Theater, wonderful local universities and colleges, as well as tremendous educational theaters in the area. I want to thank my mom, Laurel Scheidt, for being my arts mentor and being such a guiding part in my life. I love you all.
And even though I didn't grow up here, I have felt the love and support from the amazing people and organizations that make the greater Kalamazoo area so special. I started visiting Kalamazoo in the mid-1990s, and this fantastic town with the funny name has always felt warm and friendly and so supportive of the arts. Ever since I moved here in 2004, Kalamazoo welcomed me with open arms. Specifically, I am incredibly grateful to Deneen, Jason, Carly, John, and especially Kathy Muley for inspiring me with their talent, dedication, and commitment to excellence in all their endeavors. Each of you has made Kalamazoo a better place. I love and thank you all.
Jeremy and I often speak to our cast and staff about the transformative power of theater and how there's nothing else on this planet that can affect lives quite like the magic that occurs during a performance. Since our inception in 2008 with our inaugural production of A Few Good Men, Farmers Alley Theater has taken that to heart, and we challenge ourselves to raise the bar when it comes to theater presented here in the West Michigan area.
From handling the truth with A Few Good Men to feeling the earth move with This Past Summer's Beautiful, Farmers Alley Theater has created theater magic for hundreds of thousands of patrons over our 18 seasons, and the work has just begun.
Yes, I can barely handle that truth. 18 seasons, my God, we're in adulthood there.
Yeah.
It seems like yesterday we were toasting our opening with Deneen and Adam on the Farmers Alley stage.
That's right. Well, Robbie, try to handle these truths. The truth that Farmers Alley Theater will continue to grow and thrive as an arts leader in our community. The truth that theater is the perfect vessel to entertain and enlighten, to create a more empathetic and understanding community, and to heal, teach, and bring joy to people and togetherness.
Well said. I can't wait to see what the next 18 seasons and beyond bring, as we hope to bring a lasting legacy to West Michigan.
And now, to continue that legacy, for the next 95 minutes, I will do my one-man Sweeney Todd. Begin.
Time to tie your lead, General Kristen Gates, 3 minutes and there's 15 seconds left.
Sorry. Well, in that case, here's a quote to lead you with from the late great composer of that musical Sweeney Todd and one of my heroes, Stephen Sondheim. Success is like failure. It's how you perceive it. It's what you do with it, not how you achieve it.
And what we'll do at Farmers Alley Theater is to keep bringing important stories to our audiences that can enrich and change lives for the better. Thank you so much for this tremendous honor. We will cherish it always. Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Eltida de Jong, Executive Director of Vicksburg Arts. I'm joined here with Kim Mayer, founder and owner of the bookstore Gilbert and Ivy, also located in Vicksburg. The second Epic Award recipient for 2025 is Prairie Ronde Residency and Gallery, located in Vicksburg. Since 2017, Prairie Ronde has welcomed nearly 200 artists from across the nation and around the world, offering time, space, and inspiration to create while engaging with local residents. Through exhibitions, performances, and educational programs, the residency and gallery have infused creativity into daily life and turned Vicksburg into a hub of cultural vitality. Prairie Ronde shows that art thrives when it belongs to everyone. Founder John Kern could not be with us tonight, unfortunately, but founder Francis Lee will accept the award for Prairie Ronde. The gift chosen for Prairie Ronde Residency and Gallery is a 100% recycled cotton macrame entitled Row by artists Amber Hearth and Megan Kennedy of Not Your Mother's Macrame. Francis?
Hello. Oh, man. Pull it up on my phone. Hi, my name's Francis Lee. I'm one of the co-founders of the Prairie Ronde Artist Residency. My other co-founder, John Curran, couldn't be here, and I miss him so much. I want to start by expressing my utmost gratitude for Vicksburg Arts, our local Vicksburg businesses, government partners, and finally the Kalamazoo Arts Council. Your continued support and partnership has been invaluable to us over the years. Prairie Ronde is just one small part of a broader project of the Mill at Vicksburg, whose vision and goals for the area are so expansive and ambitious that they've been able to fully facilitate our residency and its continued evolution. With the support of Chris Moore, John and I started the residency with a very simple idea of bringing artists to Vicksburg to explore and create and document the momentous transformation of a 400,000 square foot paper mill and its redevelopment. It started with just one artist at a time, and the hope that they might be as inspired by the space and the surrounding areas just as much as we were. And luckily for us, they were. Prairie Ronde has expanded into something much bigger and better than we could have ever expected. Somehow, we're now a highly competitive residency with established artists from across the globe applying to travel all the way to Southwest Michigan. We've opened a gallery space in downtown Vicksburg. We've hosted an e-textile camp. We've worked with Vicksburg Arts and Kalamazoo Arts Council on an ongoing speaker series that brings authors, artists, and musicians to discuss their processes. We're partnering with WMU's Frostick School of Arts Kinetic Imaging Department to create a project-based experiential learning opportunities at the mill. And, just a big shout out to Zinta Asters at WMUK for interviewing so many of our artists and really spreading the word about the residency. And also to Jackie Coney for championing the residency from the start. We're hoping that we continue to expand and grow our connections and collaborations with local organizations to bring art lovers to the area and to establish us as a destination for arts programming, and to, as always, support artists in whatever way we can. Thank you again so much to Altina and Kim and to the Arts Council for this epic award. We're so grateful. Thank you all.
For the next part of the program, I am honored to welcome Marissa Villanen, the Artistic Director of Wellspring.
Good evening. My name is Tracy Lowy. I'm the director of Miller Auditorium, and I'm honored to be joined in presenting this next award by Joan Harrington, chair of the Department of Theater and Dance at Western Michigan University. The Business Arts Award celebrates businesses for their leadership, commitment, and vision in building exemplary partnerships with artists and arts organizations. It celebrates efforts that enrich cultural life, support youth education, and strengthen the community. Charles and Lin Chen Zhang of Zhang Financial exemplify how professional excellence and civil generosity work together. Through Zhang Financial, they have become leading champions of the arts in Kalamazoo. Their long partnership with Miller Auditorium, now celebrated with the naming of the Zhang Theater, reflects a commitment to creativity that reaches audiences across the region. Their support of numerous cultural organizations enriches lives and sustains a vibrant arts ecosystem. The gift chosen for Zhang Financial is called A Little Get Together, a bronze sculpture by Kirk Newman.
So I have to remove it. I have to stand here, driving me crazy. So Joanne told me before start, she's like, okay, I'm going to hold this award here, and it's very heavy. Are you sure to hold? It's very heavy. I said, no worries, Charles will be delighted. He's finally useful on stage. So, you know, I love you, huh? But thank you so much. I want to thank the Arts Council of Kalamazoo for presenting us with this very special award. And thanks to you, Tracy, for Miller Auditorium and the WME Dance Department for nominating us. We are so privileged to be your partner to bring programs to this community and to enhance the experience of art education. So a while ago, I was having a meeting with a group of executives from different businesses. And one of the executives was complaining to me about how difficult it has been to attract and retain talents to this community. You know, he goes on and on about, you know, it's just too cold and it's too small, yada, yada. Then I said, do you have a checkbook with you? He's like, huh? I said, well, write a check to support something. And better, write a check to support art. Because art sparks a vibrant community. And when a community is thriving, talents will choose to move here. And families choose to stay. And a business like ours love to call it home. That's just a fact, right? So I think I did see that business, I'm not gonna name the name, I did see that business starting sponsoring some programs. So maybe it was my push did something. So Michelle Hargrove and I met today during lunch to discuss some KIA related stuff. And we talked about, you know, one issue is, to some businesses and to some people, they just think art is a nice like add-on thing. It's not essential. When in fact, art is essential to community, to the world, and to human beings. So I can give you my personal experience as example. So I don't believe in, I'm not a girl who believes in tears. I think my staff here would say that they would not even believe that I would cry. Just like at one time, they did not believe I have flats. They always see me in heels. So I don't believe in tears. But it was the Easter Sunday of 2020, not 2000, 2020. It was the darkest days of pandemic, if you remember, not that long ago. I was watching the concert called Music for Hope by Andrea Bocelli. He looked so small and so lonely in front of the grand yet totally empty Milan Cathedral. But the message that he passed through his magical voice was so powerful that I actually cried, along with the 36 million people in the world who watched that live stream. His message reminded us that even in most hopeless time, there is hope. And that in the most, you feel like it's so dark, right? It was so dark during pandemic. The light is right there at the end of the tunnel. So this is the power of art. It has the power of give us courage and connects us as human beings. I think in a world that is ever so divided today, we need this power more than ever. Thank you. So it was an honor for us to be here with you guys, and I think we need to recruit more businesses and more individuals to fill this entire stadium, because by purchasing tickets to a show, by underwriting a season, by sponsoring a performance, and just by volunteering different organizations, there is so much we can do as business, as individuals, to support the art for this community. And we're happy to do that with you. So I want to thank all of you here for presenting us with this award, thank our partners, and most of all, thank our clients. Some of them are here today. As I said repeatedly, without you, all of this we do to help the community will not be possible. So thank you, we love you, and God bless.
I'm waiting for my scene partner. Creativity is a shared journey that invites connection, meaning, inspiration, and a sense of lasting impact. In our community, is it especially important that we recognize and honor the artists whose lives shape the creative landscape we cherish today. We acknowledge that not everyone we have lost in this last year is represented here. We do remain mindful of all who have contributed to our cultural story. Please join me in a moment of reflection as I read the names of those who have recently passed and whose legacy in creating and supporting the arts continue to guide us. Shirley Demlin, Kareen Nazrak, Donna Oas, Fatima Sadik, Christiana Murray, Celeste Fredrickson, Patricia Fenn, Carol Boss, Paul Hartwigson, Richard Essman, Mary Sorrow, Peter Graham, Sherman Ben Solkema, Eunice Levy, Florence Brenner, Kenneth Long, Madeline Etwind, Diane Heckler, Marilyn Lindbeck, Robert Windsor, Patricia Wilson, Elaine Brown, Thomas Kaiser, Edward Baklada, Janet Heller, Joan Bailey, James Boschke, Janine Lewis, Mabel Stenish, Tim Kilmartin, Robert Beam Jr., and Gail Hoogstraat.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Audrey Ripsey, Executive Director of Crescendo Academy of Music. I not only have the pleasure of presenting the next award, but also working and collaborating with our next recipient every day of the week. Named after the first full-time Executive Director of the Arts Council of Greater Kalamazoo, this award honors leaders who make a lasting impact far beyond their job description, strengthening organizations, and fostering relationships across the community. I promised April I wasn't gonna cry. For over 2 decades, April Wood-Slack has helped guide the organization's growth and wisdom and precision and heart with heart, ensuring that music education remains accessible to all. From managing operations to welcoming families with care, April embodies the spirit of service that sustains the arts. Her colleagues describe her as the backbone of professionalism and the bridge between artists and community. For her years of service to our collective arts community, we are presenting April with a blown glass vase designed and created by Ekin Atak and Joshua Davids.
I did tell Aubrey she was gonna cry, and I knew she would. Yeah, she's an easy crier. So I have worked at Crescendo for over 20 years now, and it honestly has been the best job ever. My friends do tell me that I'm the only person that consistently talks about how much they love their job. And I'm not an artist, I'm not a musician, but I do seem to have a knack for the administrative part of it and freeing up all the artists to do what they do best. First of all, I want to thank my husband, Ben, who is here tonight. 20 years ago, I came home mad again from my retail job, and he told me to quit and find something else, and I did. About 3 months later, I answered an ad in the newspaper. That's how long ago I got hired by Audrey. And she took a chance and hired me after one interview. I started, I think, 5 days? Yeah. 5 days after that interview. And she knew that 6 weeks after hiring me, she was gonna leave the country and have to leave me in charge. So that was kind of a big chance there. Crescendo is just a very special place to work, mainly because of Aubrey here, and now I'm gonna get verflipped. Over the years, Aubrey has really guided me, allowed me to learn and try new things. I've thrown a lot of ideas at the wall. Some of them stuck, some of them don't. But she inspires me every day with her dedication and her grace. At Crescendo, she really does make it an amazing place to work. Also, I want to thank Brad Long. You'll meet him a little bit later in the evening. He's my boss, Fontana Chamber Arts.
Throughout my time at Crescendo, I've had jobs at other nonprofits, all arts related, in the building, the Epic Center. And Brad, along with Audrey, and from what I've heard, some of my former bosses, board members, parents, community members, and our teachers all conspire to make this happen tonight. So thank you to all of you for coming out and supporting me and supporting the arts, and a special thank you to Aubrey. We'll see if I can make her cry again right now. But thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Barry Ross, Concertmaster Emeritus of the Kalamazoo Symphony Orchestra and Professor of Music Emeritus from Kalamazoo College. This is a very special night for me personally and for the Arts Council. And I'm very grateful to the Arts Council and to Christian for keeping this award going. It was exactly 40 years ago this year that the Community Arts Awards were begun. And thank you, the Arts Council, and thank all of you for keeping this going. And I'm very proud I was among the first recipients of the Community Medal of Arts. At that time, all we got was a medal. Now they get works of art. But I'm very proud of my medal, and I wouldn't want anything else. Being 40 years old, I think, is a significant milestone for our Arts Council. The Adam F. Carter Award recognizes and encourages the next generation of artists, those in our community. It's named after a young artist whose life was cut short. It celebrates students whose creativity and community involvement inspires others. Our first recipient is 18-year-old violinist Ivan Tai, and Ivan represents the future of both artistry and innovation. He's a graduate of Crescendo Academy, the Kalamazoo Junior Symphony, and former student of Joanna Steinhauser, and then of our own Audrey Lipsey, master teacher. And Ivan now studies violin performance and environmental education at Case Western Reserve University. From his earliest days in the marvelous music program at the age of 4, Ivan has combined exceptional talent with humility and mentoring younger musicians and setting a great example. His performances as a violinist seamlessly unite technical mastery and emotional sincerity. He demonstrates how the arts foster leadership and connection. In recognition of Ivan's hard work, this award comes with a cash scholarship to assist in the cost of continuing his education at Case Western Reserve. Ivan's busy tonight. He's taking his exams. But wait, Ivan only got his driver's license a few years ago. Who drove Ivan to his first marvelous music experience at the age of 4? It was his mother, Elaine. Yeah. And who brought him to the Kalamazoo Symphony concerts for all those years? His mother, Elaine. Yeah. And to all those lessons at Crescendo. Who got his music, his strings, his instrument, took him to perform at master classes? It was, you can say it with me, his mother, Elaine. That's right. And to all those Kalamazoo Junior Symphony rehearsals week after week and performances on Sundays. It had to be his mother, Elaine, that's right, and to the school and the junior symphony concerts. His mother, Elaine, well, accepting the award that both Audrey and I nominated him for is his mother, Elaine. Please come to the stage.
Good evening. I'm really honored to be here to get this award for Ivan. Thank you to Arts Council of Greater Kalamazoo. And then thank you to his teacher, Dr. Ross, and then Miss Lipsy, and all his mentors. I would like to share a few moments from his music journey, even some of those he's not remember. I asked him, he said, I didn't remember I say that. So everything started from one afternoon in Crescendo office. Jane and Audrey talked to me. Your 3-year-old twins was selected for violin lesson, sponsored by KSO, a marvelous music program. I had my doubt. They convinced me it's not too young to begin. So I'm grateful today we take that first step. When Ivan was a fourth grader, he joined the prep string concert orchestra. After the first rehearsal, he came back, say, "Mom, it's powerful." That's his first words after the rehearsal. And then he said, "They told me I'm the concert master." What is that? Well, I think from that time, the music seeds start to growing. When he was a junior, he faced his first challenge in KGSO. So he came to me and said, "Mom, I wish you had pushed me hard. Practice more, so I could be a better violinist." Well, I said, "I'm not target mom, so you have to go by yourself." That's true, but I said, "You are only 16, so it's not too late. You realize that how important is the hard work is." I think that's the most valuable lesson he learned from his music journey. So tonight's recognition is not just about Ivan's effort, but also about the entire village that supported him. To his teachers, mentors, conductors, and everyone in this music community, thank you for guiding him, challenging him, and believing in him. I want to echo Lynn's words. We are immigrants. We see here home, and especially in Kalamazoo. Ivan is an example. He got all the art support, a nutrition for the family to raise a kid. And also Ivan's twin sister is here. Isabel Tai. She got accepted in Western dance as a freshman. And she finished Sugar Prom for the Nutcracker in the Patty Hearn Dance School just this weekend. I'm proud to be here as a Kalamazoo resident and raise my kids here with all the support. And I hope my kids will also give back to this community, whatever they learn, whatever they have. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Hello. Thank you so much to the Arts Council of Greater Kalamazoo for choosing me as a recipient of the Adam F. Carter Young Artist Award. It means a lot to be recognized, and I'm happy that I've been able to reciprocate in some small way back to the arts culture in Kalamazoo. Of course, I owe a deep debt of gratitude to the guidance of my teachers and the support of my parents, who helped me get to this point and also nominated me for this award. In particular, I would like to thank Dr. Barry Ross, who's been a steadfast mentor for me since I was 3 years old, when my sister and I started a family music program called Marvelous Music. This program ultimately led to me starting violin lessons. So Dr. Ross has been a huge influence, and he's also inspired me to continue studying violin over the last 14 years. When I was in elementary school, my mom would play CDs of classical music in the car, and my favorite disc to listen to was a recording of Dr. Ross performing live. He performed in downtown Kalamazoo at the Ladies' Library, and in my opinion, on that disc he had some of my favorite pieces in the violin repertoire. There were pieces like the Franck Violin Sonata and Chardas by Monti, and I just think that listening to those recordings of his really taught me just how much joy that music can bring. And for that, I'm especially grateful to him. I would also like to thank Miss Audrey Lipsey, my primary teacher for the last 8 years, and probably the most amazingly hardworking person I've ever known. When she wasn't running the administration of the Crescendo Academy of Music, or the Prep Strings Orchestra, or teaching students and a dozen other things besides, Miss Audrey always still found time to send me articles on things like violin technique, or new shoulder rests, or summer camp opportunities. She's been a really inspiring presence in my life. She encouraged me to join the KGSO in 8th grade, and then also asked me to become an assistant and mentor with the Prep Strings Training Orchestra when I was a junior. Without Miss Audrey's tireless efforts, I probably would not be the musician I am today. And I'm really grateful to her for all her work on my behalf. So once again, I can't overstate my gratitude to my parents and my teachers. They have been so thoughtful and encouraging throughout my musical journey, and as I accept this award, they are just as deserving of recognition as I am. Thank you so much to Mom, Dad, Dr. Ross, and Miss Audrey for always believing in me.
Hello, I'm Ken Holda, local actor, director, and instructor. The second recipient of the 2025 Adam F. Carter Young Artist Award is Felix Baru. Felix Baru shines as one of Kalamazoo's most promising young performers. A senior at Loy Norrix High School, he has appeared in 13 stage productions, earning acclaim for versatility, charisma, and depth. Whether leading in Urinetown, Puffs, or Grease, Felix brings humor, heart, and professionalism to every role. Beyond the stage, he leads with kindness, serving his school, mentoring peers, and building community through creativity. Felix is also receiving a scholarship to assist him in his future educational plans.
Hello! Good evening, guys. Wow, okay. So, my name is Felix Baru. First of all, I'd like to thank the Arts Council of Greater Kalamazoo for this great honor. And now I want to tell you a little story. So, my relationship with theater began 4 years ago in Columbus, Ohio. My choir teacher somehow convinced me to audition for the spring show. And before I knew it, I was Chad in High School Musical Junior, having the absolute time of my life. But then that summer, my family moved here to Kalamazoo. And let me tell you, I was not happy. I had finally felt settled in Columbus, and now we're moving, I finally felt settled in Columbus, and now we're moving to Kalamazoo. What even is a Kalamazoo? Anyways, I was pretty much hopeless, spending most of my time angrily binging Community and playing Rocket League, when my dad mentioned a show at the Civic that he thought I'd like. Puffs, or 7 Increasingly Eventful Years at a Certain School of Magic and Magic. My dad had to keep pestering me about it till the Potterhead inside me finally caved in and went to the workshop. I worked tirelessly on my audition and was overjoyed with the results. I got the roles of Cedric and Mr. Bulgy. Puffs laid the foundation for my love of theater. Because of Yuma's wonderful direction, right back here, I was always excited for rehearsal. I knew that every day I would have fun. Every day I would be loved and accepted. Every day I would be challenged to grow as an actor. And every day my castmates and I would create something truly magical. So I'd like to give a huge thank you to Cap Yuma for creating that magical environment. Here's my passion because of you. I'd also like to thank the casting Puffs, my first friends in Kalamazoo. My next show in Kalamazoo was Almost Maine at my high school, which prompted me to join the forensics team, the improv team, the choir, and perform in the next 5 shows at the Arts. The theater community there has become my family. The students I've sung and acted with are my best friends, and the directing team has taught me so much as an actor. Due to them, my growth has been exponential, artistically and emotionally. I'd like to thank the incredible Norks directing team, Dan Lafferty, Marisa Berg, Julie Davis, Chris Alme-Stahl, and Maggie Siskinenitz for their constant guidance and brilliance. I love you guys. I'd also like to thank Braden Davis, a previous recipient of the Adam F. Carter Award, for constantly sharing his knowledge and love for the art of acting with me. These people made my current accomplishments possible, and many of my accomplishments can be attributed to what I learned from them. The first time I felt like I had truly found my home in Kalamazoo was during the Kindleberger Arts summer musical, Grease, in 2023. It's still my favorite show I've ever done. And I'd like to thank my director and uncle, Ken Bolda, for fostering my love for musical theater. I'd also like to thank Nikki Poor for her unwavering support and instruction. My summers wouldn't be complete without the Kindleberger show. Apart from being a tremendous honor, the Adam F. Carter Young Artist Award will help make my dreams of pursuing musical theater in college true. And I'd like to thank the Arts Council of Greater Kalamazoo one more time. My name, Felix, derives from an ancient Roman nickname meaning lucky. My time in Kalamazoo proves that this name is true. I am so extraordinarily lucky to have landed in the theater community of Kalamazoo. It has provided me a previously achingly homesick person, his home. Finally, I'd like to thank my family, Mama, Papa, Ruben, and Sabine, for helping me follow my passions, always supporting me, and moving us here in the first place. Thank you.
Please welcome Nagar, Afazel, and the Kalamazoo Violin Choir.
Good evening, I'm Rob Peterson. Since 1985, we've come together to celebrate members of our artistic community who have left their mark on us. The Community Medal of Arts recognizes an artist with a significant body of creative activity, leadership in their field, local or national acclaim, and clear community impact through art. It is awarded only once in an artist's career and encompasses all art forms, including visual, musical, theatrical, literary, performing, and design disciplines. Our first recipient for the 2025 Community Medal of Arts Awards is none other than the incomparable Friend White. I stand before you here to admit that I know almost nothing about art, but I can spot a Friend White photograph at a glance. Anyone can buy a camera, but it's not about the equipment or the aperture or the lighting or even the technique. It's all in Fran's eye. Whether she's photographing a local musician, an event, nature, or some of Kalamazoo's remarkable architecture, Fran is able to uncover the extraordinary beauty that the rest of us often take for granted. I love seeing the world through Fran's eye. This 2025 Community Medal of Arts was designed and created by Zam Zunfeld of Glass Art Kalamazoo, which is a wonderful place you should visit. Using a wigwag glass blowing technique, this piece features a vibrant rainbow, the iconic Kalamazoo checker cab checkboard pattern, and a view of the Kalamazoo skyline and river. Everyone, Fran White.
Well, everyone else seems used to this. I haven't done it since I was 14. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Second Wave. Thank you, Rob Peterson, for this, to put my glasses on for this. Thank you, Arts Council of Greater Kalamazoo, and all those who are nominated with me. I'm humbled by being in your company. I'm really grateful to Kalamazoo for giving me the opportunity to do what I love to do, with a passion I love to do it, and it lets me reach justice as well. So I'm really grateful for that. And finally, they asked me to keep this to 3 minutes, no problem. Finally, I want to thank my daughter, Erin, who so often had to share her mom with a camera. Thank you.
Hi, I'm James Palmore. Education is an effective method used to further the development and sustainability of the arts. L. Harris has spent over 60 years learning, making, and teaching art, starting at the age of 6 as a student at the Detroit Institute of Arts. Al's method of teaching young students has made a tremendous impact on their lives, as evident by over 1,200 of his former students that follow him on his social media page. By his advocacy, more than 300 students have received Kalamazoo Institute of Arts Scholarship. And by those who now have art careers and those in areas that are related to the arts. A former student of his, Naomi Johnson, now teaches at Northeastern in the same art room she was taught in. Currently, he teaches art to young students at the Kalamazoo Institute of Arts, doing so for the past 9 years. Al once taught art to young students at the Battle Creek Art Institute for 2 years. Myself, being a frequent shopper at a local grocery store, once had a conversation with the cashier. When I mentioned my being an artist, she asked if I knew Mr. Harris. Confirming that I do, she told me about the impact Al had on her son and how Al's method of teaching kept her son motivated in art and school in general. A colleague I met when I was teaching art here at KBC, whose son was an art student in the class that I taught, said to me he attributed his son's attending KBC to the nurturing relationship Al Harris had with his son as his teacher at Northeastern Elementary School. Al has influenced, encouraged, and mentored adults as well. In addition, for over 15 years as a volunteer face painter, Al has painted thousands of children's faces at the Kalamazoo Institute of Arts annual art fairs, the Black Arts and Cultural Center's Children's Day festivals, and several youth survey agencies events, including the Kalamazoo Junior Girls organization, where he taught young ladies how to paint children's faces. As a fine artist, since 1980, Al has had 94 noteworthy exhibits and has earned 18 art awards. In 2009, because of his dedication, the Ujima Enterprise, a nonprofit educational organization, Al was presented the International Liberator Award at their 10th annual Juneteenth celebration. About receiving the award, Al stated he is more proud of it than the art awards he has won. So, all of the above is why Al Harris is about to receive a Community Medal of Arts Award. Thank you for your support of the arts.
Yeah, but feel like a rapper in this. MC Picasso, Malik. I have notes. I didn't put them on my phone because I can't do that. I don't know ID. First, I'd like to thank the Arts Council of Greater Kalamazoo for giving me this award. When I first found out that I was nominated, I thought they were joking. I thought that, how can I get an award and all I've been doing is bouncing grandkids on my knee for the last 15 years? But they saw fit to give it to me. Anyway, I'd like to thank these two guys as presenters. They're real good friends too. Not only is he a great artist, an artist that's part of the reason that I'm up here right now. He's one of the first professional working artists I met coming into Kalamazoo. And then Jimmy Smith, he's a good friend too. We always attend jazz festivals together and stuff. But these two were real sneaky, and so was my wife out there. They kept it a secret from me the whole time, and I never even suspected anything. So they're part of the reason I'm just a blessed individual. I've been around a lot of good people. And it's not my gifts, it's just I've been surrounded by good people that have given me things and given me inspiration. One, or several, I should say, are here today. They call themselves the RATs. RATs standing for Retired Art Teachers. That's really my tribe. That's where I found myself, is hanging with these people, and them. I learned so much. Just how to manage a classroom, how to do different things with different media. I learned a lot from them. The cats are the current art teachers. They're not quite as cool as the rats. But anyway, she said shorter than 3 minutes. I'm going to make it shorter than 3 minutes too. There was a college professor. His name was Gordon Grinwis. You guys are probably too young to remember him, but he was not your typical professor. He was more like a family man. All the other art professors were kind of high and mighty, gigantic egos, into themselves, preparing for a show or talking about a show that they were preparing for. This guy was a family man. And I met him after I had graduated, when I started a family, and when I was starting a career. And he told me the best advice, the most profound thing I've ever learned in college, which was that as time goes by, as I start teaching and raising a family, I'm going to see a lot of my counterparts, a lot of my fellow artists advance and exhibit, and they're going to crank out work. And I'm going to be watching my easel collecting dust because I'm raising children, married and raising children. And he was right about that, because I did have a lot of regrets that I couldn't get to my easel when I wanted to. But the real advice that he told me was that one day, all that emotion that you're going to get, all that love that you're going to get from your kids, your students, it's going to come out in the artwork. And I know it did, and it's still doing that. So because of that, lastly, I want to thank my wife again, my beautiful wife, sitting right there, because all these blessings came out of her, my kids, my grandkids now. So I thank her. There she is.
Good evening again. I have the very great honor of introducing our third Community Medal of Arts Award winner for 2025, Robin Knott, or as we knew him at my high school, Mr. Knott. For more than 4 decades, Robin has inspired generations through the power of theater, storytelling, and music. As founder of the Performing Arts Company at Gull Lake Community Schools, he created a model program that transformed arts education and community engagement. Robin's leadership has shaped thousands of students, artists, and audiences, instilling empathy, imagination, and joy. A performer, educator, and mentor, Robin continues to share stories and songs that connect people across ages and experiences. Robin, please join us on stage to receive your medal.
Thank you for being here. And I'd first like to thank the Arts Council as well, Greater Kalamazoo, for this honor, and Simon and Sandra for supporting me here, and probably need to prop me up in a minute as I collapse. A blessing in my life, a true blessing in my life, has been helping young people negotiate their path in life and make friends with their imagination and understand that it will be their friend for life. And it was joyful being able to do this in the realm of theater, in storytelling. And I'd also like to thank my parents, Robert Knott and Jane Knott, for hoping that I would be educated someday and making that possible. For I did go on to school and get an education. Marshall McLuhan said that we become what we behold. And there's nothing that's truer than that. I would also like to raise tonight a thanks to those that I patterned myself after in chapters of my life, my teachers. And I've been around for so long that you're probably going to know some of these. Roy Bennett, Lyda Stillwell, Christine Morgan, Deborah Halsey, Lois Jackson, and James Pellerin, Virginia Coastie, Viola Spolin, Dot Watson, and George Jones. Huh? That's true. Jay O'Callahan, Donald Davis, Christine Zimmer, Doctors William Glasser and Howard Barger, Christopher Rundle, and Royal Fader. And this is only a few of the people that I have to be thankful to. Before I came to Kalamazoo in 1971, which lets you know how old I am, I had never seen a live play. I'd seen talent shows and circuses and things like that, but I had never seen a live play, nor had I thought much about live theater. When I came to Kalamazoo, I went to Western Michigan University, thank goodness. And they, in Intro to Theater class, they made us go see plays at the Vic, at the Civic, at the K College, and at Western. The first one was WMU at Western. It's the first time I'd seen a live play. It was Arthur Koppett's Indians. And local filmmaker Chuck Bentley was playing the lead role as Buffalo Bill. I still have that framed playbill on my office wall. For when I saw that play, boom, it was all over. I said, that's what I want to do with my life. I want to make those kind of worlds happen. So I have a huge thank you to Kalamazoo, Michigan. My God, what a remarkable city of possibilities it always has been. With a huge heart and a huge imagination, this town. It's got open arms and it's a caring culture. I dearly, dearly love this city. And I'd also like to thank, finally, my partner of over 40 years, poet and educator Nancy Hoy Knott, and my daughters Sarah and Emily Knott, who are both fine arts educators. Where did they get that idea? Yeah. They've all walked steadfast with me on this journey. Thank you all.
Well, good evening. We've made it, last one. And what a last one it is to celebrate. I'm Kate Yonsho, the director of KRISA's Education for the Arts program, and I'm thankful for my friend Kara Lawrence for helping me present this award, the Voice of the Arts here in Kalamazoo. We are honored to present the final 2025 Community Medal of Arts Award to Bradley Wong. Brad has shaped the sound and spirit of our community for more than 40 years. A world-class clarinetist, educator, and arts leader, he served at Western Michigan University as professor, ensemble member, and director of the School of Music, mentoring generations of musicians. Today, as executive and artistic director of Fontana Chamber Arts, he continues to elevate the region's cultural life through visionary programming and outreach. Known for his artistry, humility, and dedication, coupled with his care and compassion for others, which I felt many times myself, make him the most generous leader I know. Brad shows that music and the arts build bridges across communities and generations. Brad, please join us on stage to accept him.
One of the nice things about chamber music is you're never on stage alone, so it's nice to have friends in here. While most of you know me as a fairly reserved person, I always do have something to say. So it surprised me to find myself truly at a loss for words when Kristen called to share the news of this award. What moved me most was that this recognition comes from this community. Like so many of you, I feel incredibly fortunate simply to be here in Kalamazoo. To be honored by the very community that has given me so much is truly humbling. I have been incredibly fortunate to build my life and work here through relationships with so many remarkable organizations and people. I do have a number of acknowledgments to make, and I apologize that I must offer them by groups rather than individually. I want to begin by thanking Western Michigan University, which brought me to Kalamazoo as a teacher. My students, who continually inspired me to become a better educator, and my faculty colleagues, from whom I learned so much. I'm also deeply grateful to my administrative colleagues at the College of Fine Arts, who taught me invaluable lessons about leadership, service, and collaboration. That unexpected pivot into administration ultimately prepared me for a second career in nonprofit arts, and I will always be grateful for that opportunity. I'm deeply thankful for the performing organizations that allowed me to share the stage and this journey. The Fontana Ensemble, from its earliest days as a summer festival of music and art, Kalamazoo Symphony, the Gilmore Education for the Arts, Opus 21, and Wellspring. These concerts, connecting with audiences and fellow performers, provided a lifetime of special memories. Most importantly, I want to thank my family. My late wife, Betsy, whom I met here in Kalamazoo. We had a truly beautiful life working side by side in this arts community. And to this day, people continually come up to me to share Betsy's stories, and I treasure those very much. Thank you to her son, Sam, and his wife, Emily, for being part of our life. To my parents for their unwavering support, and to my siblings, whose summer vacations were often planned around when I had to be up in Interlaken. They all made so many sacrifices to allow me to pursue an education in the arts. Many thanks to my current family, the extraordinary residents and staff at the Heritage community, whose kindness and daily support means more than I can express. And finally, thank you to my professional family. I'm grateful to work in the Epic Center, which certainly lives up to its name, offering shared space with so many inspiring arts organizations. And with that, I need to thank the Arts Council for this ceremony, and from Wellspring, Kate and Marissa for the nomination for this wonderful award. And of course, my deepest thanks to Fontana Chamber Arts, to April, Kina, and our board of directors for their trust, partnership, and friendship. Our work together means more to me than I can ever say. Thank you for this honor and for the privilege of being part of this remarkable community.
Let's give it up for all of our recipients tonight. Well, we did it. We have one more year in the books. Congratulations to the 2025 recipients. I also want to make sure that we're thanking our members, our donors, especially the sponsors for tonight's program, the Irving S. Gilmore Foundation, WKZO, and the Dorothy Dalton Foundation. Give it up for them. We have a fantastic staff and a fantastic board of directors, and we had a great crew tonight. Give it up to them. And of course, our host, KBCC. I'm going to invite Canola Band back out because they're actually going to play us all the way to the reception. So, Canola Band, are you there?
Number, no stick, sorry.